Hello students, welcome to lecture of kinematics and theory of machine. Myself Professor Sailesh Patel, and we are going to continue over the first chapter, simple mechanisms, and topic we will cover in this lecture is the types of constraint motion and types of kinematic pair. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's start types of constraint motion. There are basically three types of motion: completely constrained motion, incompletely constrained motion, and third is successfully constrained motion. These three types of motion is possible, but out of this, which are the very necessary in our mechanism to get output? Okay, let's start. So first of all, we start with the completely constrained motion. You can see the definition. The motion between the pair is limited to definite direction, okay, irrespective of force. Means definite direction without irrespective of direction of force, then it is called completely constrained motion. Means, let's check the examples. Square bar in a square hole. When you can see square bar in a square hole and or shaft with a collar in a circular hole. So first check with the square bar. You can see here, if you try to rotate this square bar, it will not rotate. Okay, irrespective of force, whatever you give the force, it will only reciprocate. There is a possibility of motion is only and only one. Then it is called completely constrained. Constrained means it has no option, only and only possible motion in a one direction, only any one. It is reciprocating, and in this case it will rotate, because due to this collar is on both sides, this collar. So what happen, whenever whatever direction or whatever force you apply, if you give this force in this direction, it will not move, it will only can rotate. So irrespective of direction of force, it will move in only and only in one direction. So this is the completely constrained motion. Second is a incompletely constrained motion. If the motion between the pair is possible more than one direction, means, let's check the example. It is known as a incompletely constrained. You can see here round bar in a round hole. Means this shaft is put in a circular hole. What will happen if you apply the force? What will happen if you apply the force in this direction, or you will try to rotate? There is a possibility of both, because it is not constrained properly. Okay, so you can see here shaft can reciprocate, and also rotation, means these two possible motion is there, and that's why there is a motion of more than one direction, and it is known as a incomplete. Okay, more than one means incompletely constrained motion. Okay, third is a successfully constrained motion. Check the definition. Motion between the elements forming the pair is such that constrained motion is not completed by itself, but by other means. What is by other means? Means there is a possibility of more than one, but by other means applying the spring, applying the weight, applying the load, applying the force, anything. By applying means external forces using, we make that component constrained. Okay, so that's how. Check this example. Means this shaft in a this circular hole, footstep bearing is this. It can rotate, and it can be moved upside, but after applying the force in downward direction, it will not move in a upward direction. So it can only rotate. Okay, so after applying the force, we make this component totally constrained, and there is a possibility of motion in only and only one direction. That's how it is known as a successfully constrained. Means applying the spring, load, anything, and we make the motion more than one into only and only one direction. Clear? Let's start kinematic pair. Start with the definition. Two links or element of machine, when contact with each other, they are said to be form a pair. Means pair, not kinematic pair. But if the relative motion between them is a completely or successfully constrained, completely or successfully, you already know that what is a completely constrained motion. Completely constrained means motion in only and only one direction. What is a successfully constrained? If there is a possibility of more than one, we applying the force, spring, and by other means we make that motion in only and only one. So indirectly there is a, if possible motion between these two links, and I can say between this pair, if only and only one direction, then it is known as a kinematic pair. Okay, definite direction means only and only one direction is. So there is a classification of kinematic pair. So let's start with the first criteria. According to the types of relative motion, means two links connecting and contact with each other and they make pair. But which type of relative motion is between them? So first criteria is a relative motion, and based on that criteria there is also subcategory of 5 types of pair, we can say. First is a turning pair, second is a sliding, screw pair, rolling pair, and spherical pair. Second criteria for the classification is according to the type of contact. Which type of contact is between the two links? Okay, first is a lower and second is a higher pair. And last and third criteria for the classification is according to type of closure. Means two links are in contact with each other, but how they have the contact, by which type of force or else. So type of closure. So first is a self close and second is a force close. Okay, let's start with the first criteria. First criteria means according to relative motion. One by one we complete all the types of criteria. Okay, first criteria of classification according to type of relative motion between them, and among that first is a sliding pair. If two component or two element of pair are connected in such a way that one can slide with respect to other, then it is a sliding pair. Simple. Piston cylinder, you can say as example. Crosshead, already you have seen in the first topic of our lecture. So means sliding should be there. You can see the square bar in a square hole, or you can see here the crosshead which is sliding along the guide, and there is a tail stroke on the left bed. Means all in example you can see the one element is rotating with respect to other. Okay, so you can see this element will rotate, means slide with respect to other. In this tail stroke can slide along the guide, and the crosshead also slide when the reciprocation of the piston will happen. Okay, so these are the example of sliding pair. Next is a turning pair. One element is a turning with respect to other or about the other is known as a turning pair. Example of turning pair is you know that the shaft with the collar in a circular hole. Okay, and also the lathe spindle supported in a headstock. Means these you have not seen lathe yet, but this is the second example of the turning pair is a lathe spindle supported in a headstock. Okay, it is totally assembled on a bearing and it can rotate with respect to headstock. Third is a spherical pair. Two elements are connected in such a way that one element can turn or swell about the other. Means one element is connected in total spherical geometry, spherical pair, and it can turn or swell with respect to other, like ball and socket joint, or car mirror, or you can say the two-wheeler in bike mirror. You can turn this mirror with more degree of freedom is there. So pen stand, joystick, okay, gaming joystick, you can turn it with respect to the base, and it is totally one sphere is swelling in other. Okay, and third is a ball socket joint. So these are the example of the spherical pair. Let's going to next type. It is a screw pair. Two element of pair connected in such a way that one element can turn, okay, with respect to other by the screw thread. Means there is a necessary element, screw thread will be there. Okay, it is a turning, but in screw where there is a thread, it can turn, and there is a linear motion, rotary motion, plus there is a linear motion also. When you rotate the nut on a bolt, what will happen? Nut will rotate and going upward or downward direction. So if two elements are connected with the screw thread, then it is known as a screw pair. Okay, so example is a lead screw of the lathe, or bolt with a nut. So this is the square thread in a power screw which is used, and this is the lead screw. So we are going to next type of pair. So it is a rolling pair. Two element of pair are connected in such a way that one can roll over the other fixed element. Means one is fixed, and above that one element is a rolling. Means it is a, as an example, ball bearing, in which balls are rolling with a fixed base, or the railway wheel which is rolling over the rail. Okay, so this is the two example of rolling pair. Means one is rolling over other. Okay, let's start with our second criteria of classification according to the type of contact between the element. Means which type of contact is there between two surfaces. So first is a lower pair. Two element of pair have a surface contact. Means two surfaces are in a contact when the relative motion takes place. Then it is known as a lower pair. So example is all the pairs which we have studied in a sliding pair, okay, sliding pair, turning pair, screw pair. In all example of these three pair can be considered as a lower pair. Why? Because in sliding you can see two surfaces are in contact. In turning also, and in screw there is a surface contact. Okay, so first is you can see the example, square bar in a square hole, and shaft with the collar in a circular hole, and third is so all the examples of sliding, turning and screw will be considered as a lower pair because there is surface contact. Okay, let's start. Second criteria in a surface contact is a higher pair. If two element of pair have a line or point contact, between them, then it is known as a higher pair. Okay, so you can see the examples of that. Means ball bearing, like if you put the ball on any table, what will happen? Contact will be point contact, but in bearing, ball is surrounded by these surfaces. That's why the in ball bearing there is a line contact. Okay, in gear and also in a cam and follower there is only point or line contact is there, and that's why you can see here point or line contact is there. So it is known as a higher pair. Okay, so let's start our third criteria of classification. It is a self-closed pair. So our third criteria of classification is a type of closure. First is a self-closed pair. Two element of pair connected together mechanically in a such a way that only required kind of relative motion is there. Means I can say that there is no possibility of any other motion. So it is known as a self-closed pair. And second is a forced closed pair. When two element of pair not connected mechanically, okay, they kept in contact by action of external force. Okay, So then it is called as a force closed pair. An example of that is a cam and follower. In cam and follower, there is a possibility of that is follower move upward direction and contact between cam and follower will be lost. So that will be eliminated by applying, there is a spring force. We put the spring, or also we can put some load, always constant load on that. So there is always a contact between cam and follower. So in force close, there is a possibility of more than one we applying the force, same as we already seen the example, which is also we can give here. Okay, so there these are the two last types of pair: self close and force close.